Soil should be our priority.
More than climate change.
An inch of topsoil can take 1,000 to 1,500 years depending on various climatic factors, but you can destroy your topsoil within a few years or decades. You kill the soil, you kill life on the planet. We are actually raping or robbing soil. Soil, what happens is there is not much of this resource on the planet by default. Our concern for soil, because that is why we call it Bhumi Mata. So soil has to be the first, which I feel is the biggest crisis we are seeing. This civilization doesn't think, and there is no long-term planning. We are in a merry-making mood, merry enjoy life.
Hi, I recently came across a book on soil change. We've all heard of climate change, but Dr. Sahadeva Dasa has written several books on soil change. I have come across a campaign called Save Soil campaign few years back, but I really did not understand much about how to save a soil. So let us now understand deep into this books that he has written on soil change. Namaste Swamiji.
Hare Krishna.
We all know of climate change. What is soil change?
Soil change refers to degeneration of our soils, degradation of our soils, desertification of our lands.
Okay,
That refers to soil change.
okay,
And this is a problem we should be more concerned than actually climate change,
okay,
because life on this planet depends on the topsoil.
okay,
And an inch of topsoil can take 1,000 to 1,500 years depending on various climatic factors, but you can destroy your topsoil within a few years or decades.
okay.
So our topsoils uh, are actually in a very bad shape. So entire life depends on soils. So yes, soil should be our priority.
More than climate change.
Yes.
And what is topsoil, Swamiji?
The topsoil, we have 6 to 8 inches of soil layer on
Okay,
which our fertility depends,
okay,
which sustains all the life on the planet.
okay,
So that is called topsoil.
okay.
And soil can get eroded.
Hmm.
Soil is practically a living organism.
Oh,
Soil has a life of its own.
okay.
And natural soil has is a universe of its own, one.
Oh,
There is a lot happening in the soil. 1 cubic inch of soil, so much is processes are taking place. If it's a living soil,
okay.
if it's a dead soil, it's a dead soil. There is
Swamiji,
nothing.
for a layman
Hmm.
from various different backgrounds that we come from, what is a dead soil and what is a living soil?
You see, living soil is any in a natural soil which has, which has not been poisoned with modern chemicals,
Okay.
which supports life.
Mm-hmm.
That is natural soil, living soil.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is happening is when we are pumping our soils with chemicals,
Mm.
fertilizers, chemicals, pesticides, fungicides, it is the soil is dead now. And actually, rather than willingly giving something, we are actually raping or robbing soil now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not will nothing. It's just we are forcefully withdrawing from the soil. So
W-
that is a dead soil. Dead soil gets eroded, dead soil gets blown away,
mm.
gets dead soil get washed out. Dead soil is not porous, doesn't allow recharging of our groundwater.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, soil is it's very dangerous. You kill the soil, you kill life on the planet.
Oh. Soil, the top soil. When you say living soil, you mean the microorganisms living in the soil?
Yes,
All the
yes,
microbiota of a soil is what you are referring to here, right?
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Millions and millions and millions of
But how does
varieties.
that microbiota benefit mankind?
It's the whole thing is a symbiotic relationship. Everything is connected to everybody, everything else.
Okay.
The whole ecosystem. You do overfishing in Indian Ocean,
Hmm.
2,000 miles away.
Hmm.
That has an impact on. It's like one ship. In a ship, anywhere you put a hole,
Hmm.
okay, that is on the other end. No, I'm living on this end, but you are impacted.
Because the
We
water
are
will.
one system.
Okay.
And soil, what happens is there is not much of this resource on the planet by default.
Hmm.
Three-fourth of the planet is oceans, right?
Yes.
So you take an apple, okay,
Hmm.
cut it into four parts.
Hmm.
Apple,
Yes.
four part. Throw away the three parts because they are ocean.
Yeah.
You are left with how much part?
One portion.
One piece of apple you are left.
Hmm.
Three-fourth gone. One piece apple, you take away the half,
Hmm.
which are the plateaus and mountains and the rocky terrains.
Hmm.
You throw away the
Deserts.
half.
Hmm.
Deserts, you throw away the half. Other half, you have to throw away another 30-40% because there are barren lands. There are other uninhabited places not fit for human habitation. Then there are man made, like the cities and highways and roads where you cannot grow anything.
Yeah.
So, from an apple, now three-fourth has gone, and practically 90-95% of what is remaining also gone. Within that 5 to 10%, 8%, you take out that peel.
Hmm.
That peel is what sustaining life.
Oh.
That is the small peel of that apple is what sustaining. And the bad news is not much is left. Many soils can
Hmm.
have 30, 20 to 40 cycles of crops left now before they go off.
Very scary. Your
Yes.
information is very scary, actually. How much reality is there in this?
Yes. You have lot of problem. If I ask you or him or her to list out all the problems, they will say so many problems.
Health comes the top.
So many
Yeah.
problems. But nobody will say soil, which is actually should be top of the list.
We actually did not know that there is something like this exist until and unless we saw Save Soil
Soil
campaign.
has to be on the top of the list.
Okay.
Our concern for soil, because that is why we call it Bhumi Mata, mother.
Yes.
Mother is what sustains, mother is what brings up or gives birth to a child. So Bhumi Mata is called, Mother Earth. Even UN addresses now Earth as Mother Earth.
Oh.
So soil has to be the first, is I feel is the biggest crisis we are staring at.
Hmm.
Because once you destroy your soil, it's just not possible to so easily to revive them. And as I said, 1 inch of topsoil may take 1,000 to 1,500 years to make. And you can destroy your topsoils in 10, 20, 30 years.
1,000 years to again.
Because formation of soil is a slow process, natural process.
So regeneration takes such a long time.
Yeah. So formation of soil is depending on climatic factor. So you just can't produce soil in your factories.
We
So
can't even produce the microbes living in the soil.
yeah, so you can destroy things. We are very good at it. What can we manufacture?
Then what is the scientific world doing then? Then the kind of information that you gave,
Mm.
we are left with 1/3 part of the earth. Among 1 by 4th, probably 80% of it has gone, and then we're only left with like total 1
Tiny
by
piece of
tiny
apple,
piece.
this that skin.
Yes. And then you said we only have 30 to 40 harvests left.
Many places, absolutely.
Then what are we are thinking about fossil fuel, we are thinking about artificial intelligence,
You
we are
see,
thinking.
this civilization doesn't think, and there is no long term planning. We are in a merry making mood, merry enjoy life.
Yeah.
Politicians are busy with their political rivalries. Countries are busy fighting each other. Scientists are busy how to get the next grant,
Yes.
and how to secure their own place. Who is the thinking is left for whom? Who is bothered?
Among that small little portion of thinkers also,
Mm.
they're finding electric cars because the fossil fuel goes extinct. They're finding alternatives to now different things like thermal electricity. They know the coal is also gone extinct, so they are
Mm.
finding alternative like wind and other things. Even among that intelligent crowd of thinkers, soil doesn't come as priority now. And you said out of all the problems that you have for mankind, soil health tops the most. And if 30 harvests are left, then we will get into a big
Already
crisis.
diminishing returns have set in. You see, in India, how much that chemical input is increasing now. To extract the same output now, some places it's 5 times.
Yeah.
Some pesticide input in India is like 700 times of European input.
Hmm.
Many places on many things. Such indiscriminate use. So you can go on looting for how long?
Hmm.
How long can you go on looting? So this requires certain mode of goodness to
Yes.
think of our future like this.
Hmm.
Certain you have to reduce our arrogance. Because, okay, we have got science and technology. So, where was your science and technology when a tiny virus caught you people with your pants down?
Yes.
Where was your entire, you combine all these coronavirus, they'll fit in a spoon.
Hmm.
In the US, our friend that he was stored in a freezer truck for a month. We couldn't locate his body.
Hmm.
So it's arrogance, basically, that we are the controllers of the universe. We are not. It's
We're
arrogant, no
destroying.
reverence for
Hmm.
Mother Earth, for animals, our animals, for ecosystem, for environment, no reverence.
And we are actually making life tough for ourselves without knowing. For the next generation, definitely we are doing injustice. And
Yes.
more than that, we are harming something wherein it takes 1,000 more years for the top level soil to regenerate.
1 inch of that. I'm not talking the entire topsoil. 1 inch of topsoil.
1 inch of topsoil takes 1,000 years.
1,000 to 1,500 years, depending on climatic factors.
What are these agricultural universities and big think
Y-
tanks, and what are they even doing?
You see, point is overconfidence.
Hmm.
Overconfidence doesn't work when it comes to nature. There is awareness actually,
Hmm.
but this not being made a national part of national thought process.
No, it's not.
We are busy with keeping up with Kardashians,
Yeah.
soap operas, and this pretty, gossip.
Yeah.
What they will talk of soil requires some brain. We are in robbing mood. You
Yes.
see, robbers, you got to go for a bank robbery. They won't think as I'm hitting this guy with a bullet. He has got a family at home.
No.
They don't think. Whatever comes in, capture. We are in that mood of that robbery. Take what you can.
The way you're speaking, it's very scary and threatening. Now, my question is, when I saw the campaign called Soil Safe Soil campaign, I did not understand what is the solution. So now that you are telling that it will take 1,000 years for 1 inch of soil to regenerate, but we can kill the complete different so-called layers of soil in probably 30 years or 40 years of chemical use.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Then what is the solution for this problem?
Solution. is see that how the nature works. Nature is not nature is a nature is cyclical. There is cycle of life in nature. How the forest, who puts fertilizer in forest? Nobody.
Nobody.
Soils for thousands of years, forests have survived. How?
Nature.
Nature. But you have to understand how. What happens is, what you draw from the soil, you got to put it back. So the
Mm.
trees are drawing, the vegetation is drawing from the soil, they put it back.
Okay.
The animals are grazing
Mm.
and they pass their dung, they put it back.
Mm.
It's a beautiful cycle.
Mm.
Here we have only know how to withdraw, how to draw. We are not putting back.
Mm.
Sir Howard, he is considered the, the father of organic farming. Sir
Mm.
Howard, and he clearly says, the earth is crying for farmyard manure, for dung.
Oh.
Actually, the soul, this farmyard manure, cow dung, cattle dung, actually, is the life and soul of. There are many books. Farmers of 40 centuries. He went to China.
Mm.
How for over the centuries in India, how farmers have taken care of their fields,
Mm.
how they were, taking care of Mother Earth, treating their crops, their soil with such, because that's where life comes from.
Mm.
So for centuries they remain, and now what we have done in the name of green revolution today, what a disaster soil, how cancer trains from
Mm.
Punjab to Bikaner or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
That's called cancer train unofficially, because
Yeah.
all how much we are pumping our soils with, and soil health are the related thing.
Mm.
If soil is sick, your civilization, your people, your animals, or all living beings will
Or
be sick.
get sick.
If soil is healthy, and where was in India food like we have here, long transport and so many types of vegetables and fruit. People were primarily eating cow products like buttermilk, ghee, curds, and milk, and some rough grains.
Mm.
And see the health what the British, when they came and saw the health of the country, they recruited all these big martial fighters from India. They were just surviving on basic food, such a strong health.
Because the soil was great way back then.
Soil was, it was all food was
Unexploited
natural.
soil.
Unexploited soil you got to put back.
One important point that you made in this whole statement is forests put back what they take.
Yes.
Humans only believe in taking, not
Yes.
giving.
Yeah.
How did we miss this basic point? And we're taking, exploiting earth
Yeah.
with heavy urea, insecticides, pesticides, and whatnot chemicals. And and I don't think in few areas, soil is kept for healing. You keep on taking two crops, three crops out of the soil. And how did the human
Even in
mind forget the basic that what we're not giving it back?
even in Europe, land was kept fallow,
Hmm.
means allowed to recover.
Yes.
Like if you have to work 18 hours continuously, 20 hours continuously without a Sunday break, what happens to you?
I'll go
So,
crazy.
like that, land was kept idle, fallow.
Hmm.
There was meant to recover, let natural process. So, this is not just about soil. This whole techno-industrial setup is all about exploitation. What took Earth, nature, to accumulate for millions of years. We are exhausting those resources in in last 150 years.
Oh.
See how much we have mined, how much we have squandering,
Hmm.
and this rate of consumption is not sustainable.
Yes, it's not.
Overall, now there's shortage of various various what you call the earth minerals, various metals.
Yeah.
How long everything ultimately is finite and our appetite is infinite.
Yeah.
Like I think it was Gandhi who said, like, earth has everything for everybody's need, but
Hmm.
not enough for one man's greed.
Greed. Yeah.
One man's greed, earth
Very,
is not enough.
very well said. Yeah.
So this our the whole thing is about exploitation. What are relationship today?
Yeah.
What can I get out of it and just say goodbye.
Yeah.
Everything is about use and throw, divide and rule, or whatever.
Human minds are actually behind all
Yeah,
this. I
corrupted minds.
I read it somewhere that in 1947, if you eat a pomegranate or a guava, the kind of vitamins and minerals that you get out of it, you will not get the same out of even 50 pomegranates and 50 apples of today. So the whole nutritional index value that you read on YouTube, that you consume 100 grams of pomegranate, you get this zinc, this vitamin C. That is actually not true.
You see, our foods are cosmetic now.
Yes.
There is not much difference eating a chapati and eating cardboard practically. You see, you can grow perfectly looking food and grains with NPK,
Yeah.
but they will be devoid of any nutrition,
Yes.
minerals and vitamin. They'll be devoid of. So, and because they are so hollow, because there is nothing in them. That is why they are susceptible to invasion by the insects and pests.
Yeah.
So then you have to pump them with insecticide, pesticide,
Yeah.
herbicide, because there is nothing. So you get is overloaded. Everything looks so nice, so decked up, so clean. So in supermarket shelves.
You're actually making a sick person more sicker.
Yeah, this is about foods are it's our food systems are we have practically destroyed our food system.
Hmm.
And they are hard, they are loaded with and that is why you have such massive prevalence of diseases today.
Today, most of the people that we come across have vitamin deficiencies, mineral deficiencies. So the whole rule starts that the soil don't have them.
Yes, so
So
how would you
how
get
do
it
you get?
up the chain? Same
It's a very
deficiency.
serious problem, and we are more concerned about evolving of medical industry,
you
hospitals.
see you see that's now you come to the real point. There is money in death and destruction. There is money in disease, death, and destruction.
Yes,
There is no money in peace and happiness.
great, well said.
When people are peaceful and happy and settled, you don't make money out of that.
Hmm.
You make money out of war and pestilence.
Hmm.
How much money people made in those were people with vested interest, pharmaceutical, from this recent pandemic? Can you imagine?
Yeah, very big industry.
Hundreds and hundreds
Mm.
of billions of dollars were
Yeah, yeah.
made out of it.
Yes.
People became billionaires. So when there is war, people make billions. There is pestilence, there is death, destruction, there is money in that.
Yes.
Now there is a lobby. For example, Monsanto.
Hmm.
They don't want us to remain healthy. They will give seeds
Hmm.
which cannot be reused.
Yeah.
They'll control your nation,
Hmm.
and it's a civilization of brain dead. You know,
Yeah.
people are not. First of all, people are not concerned with their food anymore.
Yeah.
We have taken everything for granted today.
Yes, definitely yes.
Any human being who eats should be concerned with his or her food,
What are we
where
eating?
it's grown, how can I grow. That is what I mean by we have completely gone off the track.
We have lost sense of reality.
Totally, we are living in an illusory world.
Now, with the kind of fear that you have given me, Please tell me, how do we heal this problem? How do we give back to the soil what we have taken? What are the at least major one, two, three things that any person can do to
Exactly.
rejuvenate the soil now?
You see, first thing, these things should be part of the curriculum.
Hmm.
We have to teach, spread awareness that soil is precious. Soil basically is a renewable resource.
Yes.
Soil is a one time resource.
Yes.
We got to take care of soil. So to do that, soil needs cattle dung.
Okay.
Soil needs animals and earth. They have symbiotic relationship.
Okay.
They have to be there. Without any civilization, without animals, traditionally any civilizations, they had their animals.
Oh, yeah.
Today we want our animals on the plate.
Yeah.
That's all. You see, you go to Mongol, Central Asia, they had horses and camels. You go to Tibet, highlands of Tibet, you have yaks. Their
Yes.
life is even today. The fuel comes from their yak
Yes.
dung. So India, we had, cows, we had buffalo, we had, goats and sheep. Then you deserts, you go. Camel was their mainstay of life, camels and horses. So soil requires this connection.
To be very honest, Swamiji, I want to put you something. You're speaking with a person who comes from an IT background. We always felt animals are reared for our consumption. We never even knew this very fact that animals are reared for the betterment of the soil. This, this in itself is a big
Animals are
information.
not just betterment, they are our companions. They are
Okay.
for sustaining life.
Okay.
Every animal has got a role. Every single bacteria has a role.
Hmm.
This is everything is, complement each other. Everything is interconnected.
So you mean to say all the microorganisms to a blue whale, elephant, giraffe,
Everything.
everything contributes to the nature.
Nature, this delicate balance is maintained.
So it is only humans who live at the cost of everybody?
Yes. So now we have become upstarts
Okay.
and we are destroying that, and we are reaping the effects. See the hydrological events, see the climatic events taking place now
Yes.
in last 20 years. How many things you are hearing now.
Yeah.
Uh, Temperature was the highest in recorded history. The flood was highest in record. Everything is coming now highest in. Just Google up.
Yes, yes, agreed.
It's also we will pay the price. We will pay the
Sure,
price. We are
100%.
not the masters of the universe.
So, one solution that you have told is animals give back to the soil health by giving their dung. So, they eat and then they defecate. So, their dung actually
Ac-
brings life to the soil. It increases the carbon content of the soil, technically, yes?
Even you see, it's even today. Now there are millions of farmers around the world who are
Hmm.
reverting back to old practices.
Hmm.
In India, there are thousands and thousands of farmers, rather, I would say hundreds of thousands of farmers who are doing what is known as cow based agriculture.
Yes. Yeah.
One cow,
Hmm.
just one cow, is enough to make your agricultural input, bring down your chemical input to almost zero
Hmm.
for almost 4 acres.
Oh,
One cow can support almost 4 acres.
of land.
Zero budget natural farming.
ZBNF.
There is cow based thousands and thousands and the results are they speak for themselves. I'm not talking some esoteric, some religious, some see how those families are happy.
No, no,
You
it's.
analyze how their costs have come down.
Hmm.
3 years back I saw two families, neighbors. One was doing natural farming. Children are now studying, very happy, and another is he just recently committed suicide. Also, he was into he accumulated a lot of loans. his soil doesn't grow much. Then he committed recently suicide also. Became a drunkard out of stress or whatever. See, that I saw two neighbors myself,
Because of one person, because
one
of overusing
because
of
yeah, I mean,
pesticides.
you input is very expensive. They have to go for loan. They have to,
Hmm.
they under so many farmers are committing suicide
Farmer
anyway.
suicide is because of their loans. Yeah.
Yeah, they are under. So this is a very big, and you so results are any for there to anybody, but there is a lobby.
Hmm.
This is a thousands and thousands of crores are at stake. So this
Lobbying.
lobby of chemical fertilizer lobby is there.
Hmm.
The cartelization is there in that lobby. Even our agriculture minister warned them.
Hmm.
So there is a lobby and thousands of crores worth of this pesticide, herbicide, and international players are there. So it's just when everybody does naturally, they will starve. So it's not easy. They won't let it happen.
Hmm.
That is our problem.
So one is getting back to this so-called zero budget natural farming or cow-based farming,
Yes.
and having more cattle for grazing. These are two solutions you are giving to this problem.
Yes, this is you can put it very simply like this, but there are a lot of sciences involved in that.
Hmm.
You see, when you have proper soil, you solve this. Now, there is no recharging happening of groundwater. Soils are not porous. Chemically, in leaden soils are not porous,
Porous.
non-porous. So your water is taking away topsoil and washing out. Organic soils are living soils are porous. They absorb, suck. All your climate change you are talking. I have done on cow dung, books on cow dung and soil.
Hmm.
Your solution of earth soil is the biggest storage for your carbons,
Hmm.
sequestering carbon. Soil is the so organ. I am not talking Hopkins Institute and all these top bodies. Organic agriculture is the way to actually solve your carbon issue also.
Carbon content of the soil.
A carbon content of the atmosphere. Soil is the what is actually sequesters carbon.
Hmm.
So your climate change solution lies in soils.
Oh, great.
So there is a whole, I am not saying, but I am talking the top scientists, top bodies of the world who are claiming how organic agriculture can actually solve your climatic crisis.
Now, at least in the last decade, we are seeing that the trend is growing. At
Yes.
least people started understanding. But I did
Yes.
not know that because of it has direct impact on the soil. Soil change has a very direct impact on the climate change
Yo,
too.
there are whole papers on that, how the
Oh.
soil is actually the largest storage of carbons.
Hmm.
So soil is once you release those carbons, then so soil organic agriculture is the way to solve lot of all your problems.
That's a main solution that you
I
give.
mean,
That
imagine the crime, food and mental health, they
yeah.
are related. I'm
Yes.
not saying there are thousands of research papers on that, thousands.
Yes.
When you have a healthy soil, brains are nourished. The crime rate, it has impact on crime rate, nation's crime rate.
You're connecting everything with the soil now.
Yeah,
Soil health to the crime rate.
yes.
Okay.
The point is there'll be no other way than the going back to
The basics of farming,
basics of life, and not take things for granted.
not exploit nature.
Yeah, for robbing banks you can become rich for some time, no doubt.
Hmm.
But that's not the way of life. Robbing, cheating, murdering is not the way of life. Cannot be a way of life.
Very good insight, Swamiji, on this. So, my takeaway from this is that soil change should be the priority now for governments, priority for the entire mankind for their own survival.
Yes.
And understanding that whatever we are taking out of the soil, it's your responsibility to put back to the soil. And having harmonious relationship with cattle, which are the main doctors for the soil health. Very beautifully told, Swamiji. Thank you so much for this insight. Hare Krishna.
Hare